Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhyaiva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namaha. Namo Mahavandanyaya Krishna Prema Pralayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tvishe Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhatta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Jai.
I Dandavat Pranam, and everything is good except the internet. So at the last moment, here I am in London, which is meant to have very good internet, and I don't know why. Connected, but was slow, so I had to change. Anyway, such is the world. Kindly excuse, I'm 2 minutes late. Here we are, happily with you all, and at the moment, I have to be on the phone, which is more of a problem because you're all very small on my little telephone. But now I can see the thumbnails and I can see everybody with the camera on almost, except Radha Sundari and Shara Siromani. Shara Siromani Didi, they're in Salt Lake City. Very happy to know that you're connecting also. And oops, I keep my finger. I'm on the phone, so please excuse. Yes, Hare Krishna. You put the camera to Jai. And so, welcome to you all, the bright faces of the bright devotees. And Srila Prabhupada used to comment about the devotees' faces. That, oh, formerly devotees have all kinds of lives. Now look at their bright faces. And the public were always very happy to see that too. All right, so happily I saw that Leela Moy Prabhu doing the responsible thing to lead you all in chanting Vandeham. So I can at least repeat maybe the last verse he chanted, which is Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. And wish you a good morning or a good evening according to where you may be in the world just now. And okay, I'm still not desperately, but trying to get things to work on the bigger screen, but very slow. All right. So, dear devotees, good morning and welcome. And I can say, I can have a question to you. And the question, so I'll have the first question, but they're always asking for questions. Did anybody read regularly or repeatedly or sufficiently Jaya Jaya, Jaya Re Jaya Re, Jaya Gaura Saraswati? Okay, Maheshwari Didi is nodding her head confidently, so we're very happy to see that. I don't see many other heads being nodded confidently, but is the answer yes or no? Cautiously. So Maheshwari Didi, after reading regularly the Gaura Saraswati Arati, what would be your comment about the Arati? Can you say something about it which stands out for you?
Sure. I felt like in repeatedly reading it, I came to have more of a feeling for kind of the layers of devotion and, just how the beauty of now I'm nervous, how Sri Radha, how her beauty allowed Krishna to, observe this heartfelt feeling and thus end up coming to us in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. It's like I was able to kind of feel how from that union and that sharing of, the feeling of Sri Radharani, that we benefited, all of us, with the advent and the coming of Sri Chaitanya. And, this obviously shows us, a pathway to honoring and being in devotional service to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Jai. And don't be nervous. It's so sweet that we can have a glimpse into what the Lord thinks, because this is what Srila Guru Maharaj is expressing in this verse. He's saying what the Lord thinks. Hare Krishna. And continuously, we're very much with the Hindu community here in London, and continuously, really, we are trying to add the Gauranga consciousness to the Krishna consciousness. Mm-hmm. And this one composition, it really sums it up if we can understand a little bit of that background. But another thing is, we have to have faith in Guru Maharaj. We have to have faith in the author. And so this way, everywhere, when we have the ninth offense of the holy name is to preach to the faithless. But that does happen on different layers as well, if you like, because the final layers are those layers that are telling us about the hidden pastimes of the Lord. And so when we are to hear something which is even more hidden, then we do have to have even more faith in how that's being presented to us. Hare Krishna. So anyhow, beginning from the glorification of the spiritual master, and as Srila Guru Maharaj points out, he says that every devotional activity begins with the Guru. First with the Guru, Gauranga, and our service which will follow, whatever that may be. And in this case, it is understanding our life of devotion, which is coming by the mercy, as you said, that Radharani's captured Krishna's heart, and then Krishna has come to taste that and to distribute it. This Kali Yuga. Hare Krishna. All right, dear devotees, would somebody like to make any question or comment? And by the way, well done. I'm pleased that you've been going through this Saraswati Arati, and I have witnesses here in London that we have been going through the Arati too, happily. And repeatedly in one day, maybe 3 times, because we've been doing different programs in different places, and it just feels so appropriate. I see there is a white flower with a hand. And the white flower seems to have the name of Priyanana. There we are, Priyanana Devirasi.
Namaste to everyone, and Maharaj.
Thank you, thank you.
I didn't say the devotees and Maharaj. So I just wanted to share, and somehow it's on the topic. Yesterday we had one theme of the lecture. It's about our parikram to the holy places. And we found this one video from Govardhan. It's a video of you, like the beginning of parikram, and how it begins. Like you said, first we go to Gurudev, and like we go to the samadhi of Srila Gurudev and say before we leave where we go, and ask for the permission, like to go there and for our parikrama to be successful, and then when like we start our kirtan there and then go to Anagiri Raj and then leave through the gates. And then I remember when we come back, like we give a report to Srila Gurudev. So how everything starts with Guru and asking him to give us that special vision. I mean, just some sweet remembrance.
And this is how we do anything when Srila Gurudev is here. I mean, directly here. When we would go to Calcutta, we'd never go to Calcutta without going to Gurudev and explaining, oh, we have some duty, we're going to go to Calcutta like this. So we'll go and see Gurudev first. And previously, Srila Guru Maharaj in person when Srila Guru Maharaj was present. So they are still present. So we still need to remember this and not think that we have an independent life. And for parikrama, we definitely need the support of Guru and Gauranga, of Guru and the Vaishnavas. Yes, and for those of you who have had and will have that opportunity to be in Govardhan, then I think not only myself, but most devotees feel very special presence of Srila Gurudev at his Pushpa Samadhi there. He expressed he wanted to go to Govardhan. He said, I will stay in Govardhan for the last time of my life. I will basically retire there, but there I will stay peacefully with these 4 auspicious trees in each corner of his bhajan kutir in Govardhan. And he said, there I will write, and I have many things to write. Gurudev said this. This was his wish. And in Navadip, many disasters happened in Gurudev's very last manifest pastimes. And he did leave from Navadip very disgusted and unhappy with that situation. But we cannot ignore his desire that I will spend my last time in Govardhan. I will be there and I shall write. And when his Murti arrived there, his deity, then when we saw that really the likeness, because we're physical in many ways, and when we saw the likeness and installed into the temple of his Pushpa Samadhi, then we really felt, yes, Gurudev did come to Govardhan, and here we have a happy place at Govardhan Hill for his worship. And Gurudev expressed, and we all know that who is there, in reality terms, at the very last time of his pastimes, his wish to go to Thailand on a one-way ticket. And Paramananda Prabhu knows that, and Paramananda Prabhu is with us. And I have a bit of a small screen. I'm not sure if the background is Thailand or if it is Japan. Japan, it looks very, oh, maybe it's
Japan, Maharaj.
Japan, yes. Hare Krishna, Srila Gurudev's presence. Like Krishna, we can say Gurudev's presence is most intense in the hearts of the devotees. Paramananda Prabhu, where do you find
Yes,
Gurudev?
Maharaj. Well, the hearts of the devotees sounds pretty good, Maharaj. Very safe place. But till this day, wherever I go, or if I come back from somewhere, I do have to report to him. It's became a habit, a good habit. And he would expect me to do so, as we all know. And he was very much aware. And with your help, he was very much aware who was coming, who was leaving, where going. And sometimes he would interview the devotees. He interviewed me a few times when I would come and say, Gurudev, I need to go to Jaipur. And every time he would ask me the same question, because I was going quite often. He would say, are you going there for business? That was the question. And of course, I answered yes. And for years, I couldn't understand the deeper meaning behind that question. And later on, it came to me that he did not like the devotees going to do temple sightseeing. This temple, that temple, and Jaipur is known for its famous temples, and it doesn't mean we shouldn't go there. No, we're going there at a certain time in a safe company of the Vaishnava. But wherever we go, we must get the blessings of our Guru Varga. And Govinda Maharaj showed it on his own example when recently we were celebrating or remembering Gauridas Pandit. Was it disappearance or appearance? I forgot. But a good example, disappearance. A good example how Govinda Maharaj didn't go to that temple, even though he went to Kalna. And Kalna is not a big city. Many times he went there on the mud business to the court. Till Guru Maharaj once asked him, you're going to Kalna, have you been to the temple of Gauridas Pandit? And Govinda Maharaj said, no, you did not tell me to go. And also Madhusudan Maharaj had very same experience, similar experience. He wouldn't go unless Govinda Maharaj would request, or there is some seva involved in that visit. So we kind of sort of grew up in that environment and very conscious about these things. And Gurudev did not like when devotees would come and say, Govinda Maharaj, oh, please give us your blessings. We're going to Vrindavan, for example. And then he would ask, have you purchased your ticket already? Yes, everything is purchased. Then why do you need my blessing? So before we do anything, we can conceive of something in our mind, but before any action, we should check with the Vaishnava. Is that really a bona fide, will that bring satisfaction to him? And that's what we should be most concerned about. Are we going to bring satisfaction to the Vaishnava, to the sadhu, to the guru by our actions or not? And not just when we're going somewhere, but in our daily life, whatever we do, that should be the pivotal point. What are we doing? Why are we doing it? Is that pleasing Gurudev? Is that pleasing Guru Maharaj? And Govinda Maharaj would point, his life example, he's showing us how his every breath, not even action, was for Guru Maharaj's seva, to please him. And sometimes devotees would come and say, oh, we went here or we went there, and they're doing this and they're doing that. And Govinda Maharaj would listen, he wouldn't criticize. Then his answer would be, and that answer was really a double-edged sword quite often. He would say, they may do as they please, or they may do as they like, but I will do what pleases Srila Guru Maharaj. And sometime when something not so thoughtful would happen and devotees would do things, then they may do as they wish. And that was necessary, an approval. It was actually rather the opposite. So we have to be very careful about how Srila Govinda Maharaj would react on our actions. Carefully observe his mood, and observe if what we're doing actually bringing him some satisfaction. And what brought him the most satisfaction is the attempt to spread the glories of Srila Guru Maharaj, his math, his teachings. That was the key. If you want to capture his heart, do something along those lines, that kind of seva. And then his heart will be captured. And like you said, Maharaj, Govinda Maharaj repeatedly said about Govardhan, how special is that place to him. And it was actually given to us by our Guru Varga. Guru Maharaj points that out, that this is our place. And naturally, Govinda Maharaj, by his words, is saying, this is our family place. This is where we should be. This is our hope to reside there under the guidance of Srila Rupa Manjari. I mean, but it's a very high hope. But somehow, since we came in that line, those who are very sincere, they have that opportunity, they have that chance. And even though it is impossible, again, we hear it from Srila Guru Maharaj, yet it is possible, even though it is impossible. How it is, it's a chintya. But it's all by their grace, by the grace of Guru Varga, that we came in that line. So that is our home place, no doubt about it. And just to confirm what Maharaj said, that Govinda Maharaj did actually not just express, but going in that direction, but something happened. Krishna had different plans. I can say Guru Maharaj had different plans for him, but he wanted to stay till the last moment of his manifested Leela in Thailand. That was the truth. And he confirmed it 2.5 days prior to his departure. That was my last talk to him and my last phone call to him. I was actually on the way to Navadvip. I was supposed to arrive a day before he departed, but I was waiting for other people. Also, Saraswati was there with Gadadhar, and I think Gadadhar. She was in Thailand at that time. And then it's happened, but just 2 days before, he said, I said, Govinda Maharaj, when are you coming? He said, Prabhu, and I remember every single word he said that moment. And his voice was quite weak at that time. I didn't want to call him back, but I think Jamuna Priya, it was actually, yes, Jamuna Priya, she insisted. So I stopped my car, I was on the way somewhere, and I stopped my car and I did make a call. And I asked Govinda Maharaj, when is he coming? He said, every day I am thinking, how shall I go to Thailand? But my body is very weak. I cannot move, Prabhu. And then he said, please, you come faster. And I was, anyway, supposed to come soon enough, but not soon enough. Govinda Maharaj concluded his manifested pastimes. I arrived the day after. Anyhow, we don't want to talk about the sad part of it. But till this day, I feel his very strong presence, and number one, of course, in the hearts of the Vaishnavas. His friends, his followers, his disciples, sincere followers of Srila Govinda Maharaj. And he's present pretty much everywhere there is seva dedicated to Srila Guru Maharaj. And that we can feel very strongly. I was in Italy not long ago, and his presence it's practically like being with him in a way. Like he's always there. Sometimes we come to Bangkok, and not much going on in Bangkok, but his presence is very strong. Come to Chiang Mai, come to Sri Govinda Farm, and his presence is strong there. If we maintain that connection, and it's not just a sentimental, emotional connection that we're hankering for, but the seva connection and deeper understanding of Srila. I think first of all, that comes from that, and they're not separate; they're all together. Understanding what Srila Guru Maharaj came to give, that also gives a lot of pleasure to Srila Govinda Maharaj, and he is 100% fully present everywhere we're discussing Srila Guru Maharaj's composition, reading Srila Guru Maharaj, hearing Guru Maharaj. And of course, when we're hearing him and reading his writing compositions. All I can say, Maharaj, sorry, we had a night flight, so I'm a little bit had a fully sleepless night, so I'm not so energetic.
Perfect. I've had some night flights just by being in London also. Hare Krishna. And then in the night, in the night, having to like answer questions and things like this. Sometimes we have to say, dear devotee, this has to wait till the morning. Hare Krishna. But we're all good. We're all good. I was thinking about, we never say the word jet lag. You see, we even lost the word from our dictionary by Gurudev's direction. But I was thinking the other day, because one day we go to bed at 2 a.m., another day we wake up at 2 a.m. So it's like the word we're not allowed to say, jet lag, but without going anywhere in a jet. Hare Krishna.
Well, Maharaj,
And we have
Maharaj, just to complete what I was saying, to avoid any misunderstanding, wherever Govinda Maharaj would have been, there is Govardhan, there is Vrindavan, there is Navadvip fully manifested. So not to think that he had this necessity to be located in a particular geographical place. So it's Vrindavan, through Vrindavan, through Govardhan, through Navadvip, they're not related to the geographical location. In some way they are, but actually have nothing to do with that simultaneously. So wherever Govinda Maharaj would have been, there would be a Vrindavan, Govardhan, and all the wonderful, most precious tirthas manifest. So I just wanted to say that.
And I was also going to say about we're hearing about Thailand, Govardhan, these different places, and of course Navadvip, but also here we are in London. And this temple where I'm seated right now inside in the temple here, or the ashram here, then here, this manifested also by the wish of Gurudev. So there are so many places around the world. And even if it is like the newer generation, like in Ukraine, Gurudev didn't go to so many places, but his presence is, felt with the devotees, where the devotees are, where they're doing seva. Hare Krishna. And by the way, I don't know if it was back to basics or our Brazil talk, but I think Brazil talk possibly. I mentioned wrongly that the Gaudiya Mat was celebrating 150 years of the Gaudiya Mat, but I need to make a correction. And if I'd thought about it, then I should have corrected myself. It's 150 years anniversary of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's advent in this world, not of the Gaudiya Mat. And that was pointed out to me when I was mentioning this in person. But the news had come to me, as I understood it, that they were celebrating 150 years of the Gaudiya Mat. So I had a misunderstanding in how I heard it and just accepted it and then relayed that. And so that also, by the way, about London is we know that Srila Saraswati Thakur wanted the preaching to take place in London. And interestingly, the Gaudiya Mat, which I don't understand, I don't know specifically which branch or anything, but I believe it's part of that original branch of the Gaudiya Mat that Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur established with the headquarters in Mayapur. The Chaitanya Mat, where Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's holy body is buried in Samadhi. And I believe that is in London. That's the particular place that is organizing the celebrations in London. And they brought in sannyasis from India, this, that, and the other. But interestingly, their temple or ashram in London is very similar to the East London temple of our East London temple. Means it's a tiny house which no doubt expands and contracts according to how many devotees enter, but it's very similar in size. And I thought, oh, look at that, very similar size. So they are arranging, or they did arrange, or continuing to arrange programs in some public facility. I don't know where, but I thought that was interesting. So that was a little correction that I wanted to add. 150 years anniversary of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And we know the Golden Jubilee is 50 years. Centenary, yes, centenary, or I think American is not centenary, but centennial, I think is American.
Centennial.
For 100 years. And for 150 years, not sure. Some sadhus, it's claimed in Vrindavan, there are some sadhus somewhere who are like 200 years old or something like this. But one may wonder. In the past, no doubt, there have been sadhus who have been aged. This age, as Gurudev said, that the power of the sadhus is diminished just by the environment, by being in an impious environment. Hare Krishna. Well, somehow we've come into specific remembrance of Gurudev. But one or two things came in my mind when Paramananda was speaking. But it is definitely higher service to clean the drains in Navadip Chaitanya Sarasat Math than to go independently on pilgrimage to the different holy places in Navadip. We've seen it. We've seen Gurudev not discouraging, not disappointing a devotee who has acted independently, but making it clear to everyone that not approved to go to this temple, that temple, etc., without his prior do this, sanction. And as Paramananda said, to buy a ticket to somewhere and then said, "Oh, Gurudev, can we go to Puri? We're wanting your blessing to go to Puri." Then, Gurudev thinking, "No, service is here. We need devotees here. And why are you going to Puri?" But then this question, "Have you bought your ticket?" "Yes." "Oh, okay." Then sometimes he said, if they can digest, if he thinks they can digest it, then why are you asking me? But he always says it in a pleasing way, not in a mean way. But the devotees who have a little sensitivity and a little radar up there to catch the finer message, they understand, oh, I'm getting a chastisement here in my own way, or getting a lesson. Yes, Seva Diri, please do. I see you have a contribution with your hand up, but we do have Sri Lekha with us, and so perhaps your comment, or if it's a question, can be addressed to Sri Lekha, with us here happily to listen.
Hi, Dandavat Pranams, Hare Krishna. Yes, this topic it just seems to have been coming up quite a lot for me. And yesterday I watched, I think it's Avadut Maharaj's share on the, something online. And it also was about Purusharama. I think I don't know if I'm saying that correctly.
Parasharama.
I think also what stood out was his when his guru, who was his father, gave him an instruction, and how without thinking, he followed that instruction. And I think my question or my request to the devotees and to Gurudev is to just ask. Well, for myself, I find that I get so maybe not excited, but I want to just do something for Guru, but I don't always think to ask Guru first. How do I basically maybe the guidance from the devotees, the Vaishnavas, how to avoid just running blindly and trying to do a service instead of thinking of, I should always ask Guru first.
Okay. If the question were for me, I could give a little 10 cents worth, but we want $1 million worth. So we're coming to I was going to say Stephanie Lindbergh. We're coming to Sri Lanka. Shilakadi, please. Microphone on, and we're just begging $1 million worth, that's all.
Maharaj, I thought I changed my name there, but I guess I didn't.
No, it's Srila Prabhupada who changed your name. Not independently.
Maharaj, I'm just going to do the best I can. I don't think I've got $1 million worth of answer to anything. But I don't recall what happened with Parshuram. I forget now. But I mean, there's a heart connection between the disciple and guru. And we are searching for him through all of our endeavors. It's not that we just have him in a box, but that relationship is very dynamic and of an infinite character. It's not so mechanical. So sometimes even our mistakes draw us closer, as Srila Madhuri said to Maharaj. And I want to first offer my Dandavat to Maharaj, to Paramananda Prabhu, and all of you. Dandavats. But the tether is there. The connection of our hopes and our intention, and knowing that we're not perfect, but we are trying to always remember him, to remember them, to remember our Guru Varga, and not in a historical sense, but they are our guardians, present in our existence. And sometimes I know, I mean, practically, that devotees would sometimes come and ask Gurudev, what should I do this? Should I do, that? And sometimes I think maybe Maharaj will confirm this, but sometimes that was not exactly right, that he would give so many details of answers. But we have our general seva, and it's always being done in a prayerful mood. And sometimes we forget. Like I notice sometimes, because this is that little morning class that we have in our temple, and mostly I'm just there. I'm doing that, and I'm talking about these things, but I'm forgetting to ask Gurudev and Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. I'm forgetting to ask, is this pleasing you, what I'm saying right now? I'm forgetting. While I'm doing it, while I'm talking about doing that, I'm forgetting myself to ask them. But this is a mystic transmission also. And we are trying to remember, just to remember, Srila Gurudev, is this pleasing to you? I'm trying my best. The circumstance has come, and I'm seeing how the seva is coming from that. And I'm trying to offer myself to you. Am I doing that properly? I don't know sometimes, but I'm just making an offering. And one time, I hope this is in any way answering your question, Seva Rupadiri, I don't know. But one time I was sitting with Gurudev in Santa Cruz, and I was doing something. I was actually trying to find some remedy. He told me, I have this and that, you find something. So, and I'm trying. And I was feeling a little stressed out about it. And then Gurudev was just sitting there, and he said, I was never afraid to make mistakes in front of Guru Maharaj, because I know he would correct me. And then I felt all this anxiety going over myself, because we're making an offering, and we're trying to purify our hearts while we're doing that. It's not perfect. We know it's not perfect. At least in my case. I mean, I can't even, so not even close. But you know, Gurudev is taking our little hands and bringing us forward to make an offering and showing us how to do that. And he's our guardian, and we are trying to please him in trying to become a devotee. And we cannot leave that out, not at any moment. If we think, I've come to serve Mahaprabhu, or I've come to serve Krishna, or I've come to serve Tulsi Devi, but he's the one who's showing us how to do that. So we're actually trying to please him, because he's the one who knows. But this is our heart. It's our heart feeling. And that can't be really removed. And we're trying to meditate and know how affectionate Gurudev is. And not to be too afraid, but to know, even if I'm very wrong or anything, he will find a way to correct me. And it's a very mystical thing. So we're just bowing down, and we don't have to pretend anything. You say, you know me, you know, here I am, you know, that person who's always annoying and always in the wrong place and you know, all the wrong things. But I'm still here, Gurudev, and just keep me, protect me, and keep feel, you know, and of course we have our instructions. I don't want to keep going on and on that. I could do that, but just keep going on and on, saying things again and again. But you know, we have to have extreme faith in the plane of mercy and never deviate from that. We are really looking for what is descending. And we're not coming with a big, you know, book of qualifications. That would be a disaster in my case. My qualifications is pretty much the most hopeless person around. But we are really approaching the plane of mercy. And we have so many very bright stars to help us to do that, who have shown so much humility, so much self-sacrifice, and so much experience. And we have for sure dependence, and surely, definitely, Goptritve Varna. The Lord is my guardian, and Gurudev is my guardian, and I am his, and he's not going to leave me out in the cold. And I'm always praying for sincerity. So there's so many things to do, but prayer is a big one. I don't even know if
And we see your example of how to do this with humility. I'm being reminded, wasn't it Rupa Goswami Mahaprabhu said, oh, don't be so humble, you're breaking my heart. Don't be so, you know, Mahaprabhu who's giving the instruction to everyone. Be humble, be tolerant, give honor to others. And then he's saying to Rupa Goswami, oh, your humility is breaking my heart. Get up, sit up. Hare Krishna. But yes, humility, tolerance, giving honor to others. And this, the question about asking Gurudev, getting permission from Gurudev, and actually the question, as Yudamanyu Prabhu Seva Vikram, who we remember always and refer to, Yudamanyu Prabhu was Gurudev's example that he gave, one of his examples, but one of his principal examples that he gave. His only question to me is, what will be pleasing to you? I have these options in my life. This is opened up. What is pleasing to you? In other words, his question is, what do you want me to do? And Udamanya Prabhu, I saw, we were with him. We shared the room together. We knew each other like, well, for a long time, not as long as Sri Lekadiri, but we knew him for many years. I mean, many years means still 30 years or something. I mean, still a long time. And really, he was absolutely not attached that, oh, I should go there, I should go here, or I should go there, or do this. His genuine question to Gurudev is, what would you want? What do you want me to do? And the way he would ask, that was humility too. Just submission, what you say. And he had no, like trying to assert some influence in Gurudev when there was some question to come. And particularly, I remember when that first opportunity came for going to China, and he was already teaching English in Thailand. And then he had this opportunity opened up through the university to teach English in China. And this way, of course, he's using his teaching capacity for spreading Krishna consciousness, for introducing Krishna consciousness. And there, he wasn't trying to influence anything to Gurudev. Like, what would you like me to do? Or I go to San Jose, or whatever you want for me to do. And remember, originally he was in South Africa. And then to please Guru, he came to do the service in America, establishing then San Jose. Actually, what in San Jose they called the ladies' ashram, and they even gave it Mahila Ashram or something. I remember they gave it a name, which in Sanskrit means ladies' ashram. And actually, Gurudev said it's not ladies' ashram; it is an ashram. But now there are ladies, but not that it was a ladies' ashram. And well, one was not a lady; it was Udamanya Prabhu, who was heading up the ashram. Anyhow, he wasn't like saying, Gurudev, this is, well, I think this is good, or I would like to do this. Really, he was absolutely detached from himself as, oh, I would prefer this, or wouldn't it, it'd be better if we do that. Just submitted to Gurudev. And Gurudev also, by the way, felt that as great responsibility on himself. He is listening to me. I must be very careful with my answer. Gurudev always considered it this way. And from my side, just a word or two, which is not news. Everybody knows it. We need to try to know the heart, the nature, the thinking of Gurudev, of Guru Maharaj, of Srila Prabhupada. And especially in our family, we have our very long guardianship of Srila Gurudev, who is bringing us Srila Prabhupada and bringing us Srila Guru Maharaj. And he is our very generous link from the upper world to this world. Very generous, very substantial, very real link. And so the books which are here, in particular the books and the audios and the videos, as far as you can understand, but the books to get everything clearly, the right ideas is very important. But this idea of our regular sadhana, which Gurudev wanted, he wanted us to always, what was first handwritten instruction, read Gita, read regularly Gita and other holy books. Make congregational chanting arrangement. These items which he's put there. Why does he want us to read them? So we become influenced by them, if you like. The whole world is influencing us for this, that, and the other. But the books, the holy books have come from the holy persons, and the holy books of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj are full of their character. And as we know more the character of someone, we know more our relationship and can ask and can get response also from our prayer. Someone recently was saying how they came to Krishna consciousness, and they said, I was praying intensely to Jesus. I was praying intensely to Jesus. I see that what's happening today, I don't feel, here is the current of divinity. So many things are going on within their community of Christianity, but they said, I pray to Jesus very intensely, and for showing me where is the truth, how to find the truth in this world. And soon afterwards, I came in touch with you fellows, the Chaitanya, the Gaudiya mat, the people of Mahaprabhu. I came in touch with you, and I feel that this has come through my prayer to Jesus. And that's from 2,000 years ago, and they're feeling this connection. But because we know that what he gave, Bhaktivinoda Thakur acknowledges what he gave, Guru Maharaj acknowledges what he gave is pure, all purity. But as Guru Maharaj said about when he was talking about what Jesus was teaching, and then somebody said, oh, but the Christians, they say this. And then Guru Maharaj quickly cut him off and said, I'm not talking about what the Christians say. I'm talking about what Jesus taught. And this is important for us all. And the other thing is that the Lord, there is this person called Krishna, he is also your heart. So he sees our prayer. He sees our sincerity, and he will help us through all of these things. And again, if we are sincere, we are safe. As much as we are sincere, we are safe. Sincerity is invincible. All these direct word-by-word quotations that we've got from Guru Maharaj, and they're not just words, as we know. So this way, to try to learn as we are doing here. We're learning from the books, but learning from each other's experiences in the world of the connection, our subtle but real connection with Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. And in Navadip, very famously, there is a temple from Satya Yuga of Nrsingadev. Nrsingadev and Prahlad Maharaj is called Nrsingapali. And the devotees do go to this temple on the Navadip Dham Parikrama. And Paramanandapu touched on this earlier. There's an appropriate time, the arrangement is made. There's an appropriate time for visiting the temples with the devotees under the safe shelter of the devotees who are leading, to keep us all understanding not the external, but what is behind what we see. So we visit that temple on the pilgrimages of the Navadip Dham Parikrama arranged by Gurudev that takes place annually. But devotees would come to the temple, and then there's a big attraction. I mean, maybe because we know that Nrsingadev, he's the remover of obstacles in devotion, etc. And some emphasis on Nrsingadev worship within ISKCON society, which many of us have come from. And devotees would go there independently, they would go there. And Gurudev was not pleased by that. If there is seva, and that's not disrespect to Nrsingadev, it is just you are going independently, whereas here you are in the place of seva. Here you've got the connection. Here we've got our home. This is our home here. And so even, you can think, oh yes, but it's okay to go there. But that also disapproved. But to go in an organized way, or when it is not the Gaurapanima time, when the arranged parikrama is taking place, then Gurudev may say, oh, you go with such and such person and visit these places. It is your first time here. You have not seen, but he would send the devotees with somebody and go. With somebody else, not generally me, by the way. I wasn't a pilgrim guide for Navadip Dham, even though we lived there. We sent devotees out. we arranged their prasadam. We took their breakfast and lunches. We did lots of things. But we were the arranger of those. So actually, I'm a very poor pilgrimage guide as such. In that sense, except we can say, yes, we try to do everything according to Gurudev. And the main thing is Harinam Sankirtan, good association, and walk on your head, not your feet. Okay, now go and do parikrama under the shelter of such and such devotee or such and such devotee. But parikrama, you can think, okay, Mayapur is the center of Navadip, the center of the lotus of Navadip. So to go to Mayapur, very important, very special. But Mayapur became synonymous with pizza. Then that was very sad for me, devotees, and sad for Guru to say, but it was kind of a sad indication that, you know, the attraction of the modern world fashion of pizza is Mayapur. They've gone to Mayapur or they've gone to pizza. This is unhappy. And because of that, Gurudev made a restaurant right beside our temple and had the devotees manage that. So they will get pizza next door. If that's what they want, then, and it's like, they have to have pizza and they're going to go to all that trouble to go to Mayapur for pizza. Then let them have pizza next door. And he arranged it. One Venezuelan devotee ran it. Oh, not only one, basically it was the Venezuelan devotees ran it. And they made good pizza. And I think once ever I had pizza, and that was for satisfying devotees who, the goose, they take the goose and they put down their throat, you must eat. So anyway, no, but with affection, insisting that I take some pizza from the restaurant to sample it. But we never went to, I mean, I can just say, we never went out to any restaurant or chai walla, or there's a chai walla just around the corner. Never once went there. Not because we want to go, don't go. It's not in the approved department of Gurudev. So no KNOW, get to understand the nature of Gurudev, of Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. And I did see a chat from Narottam Nitai Prabhu, and he was asking to the effect of, so are the temples that Srila Prabhupada established non-different from Vrindavan? I think that was it. Maybe I don't have the chat right in front of me. But we can say that yes, both from Srila Prabhupada and from Srila Gurudev, we can consider that the temples are those special embassies, those special places, non-different from the whole Dham, where the Lord is worshipped, the deities are present, and the holy names are being chanted under the guidance of Guru and Gauranga. And Srila Prabhupada, when he wrote to Guru Maharaj, saying, my health is very poor, I feel I should come back to Vrindavan. I don't want to leave I feel I may leave my body. I want to leave my body in Vrindavan. I feel I should come back. But I'm writing to you again. You see, here's Srila Prabhupada, write to Guru Maharaj in a very difficult stage of his life where he is alone. I mean, he's got Western devotees, but like Gurudev was alone, he had Western devotees, but we are not that association that he was used to living with. Guru Maharaj and those great generals, as Gurudev points out. And so Srila Prabhupada many devotees in the West, but in another sense alone. He's writing to Guru Maharaj, saying, what do you say? Then I'm writing to you for your guidance. And then continuing. And there, Srila Guru Maharaj replying to him, wherever you are is Vrindavan. So again and again, Paramananapu earlier mentioned this, Vrindavan, Govardhan, everything to do with spiritual life. It is not about a physical location. And in fact, those of you who have memorized the 10 offenses to the Holy Dham, you know that. We're not to consider Vrindavan and Navadip differently. We're not to consider that the Holy Dham is part of a province also. Province means whether you call province a province of India, but a province of the material world. It is not that. So it is a matter of consciousness. Gurudev saying, devotee can live in the temple, but be living in Narak, in hell, by their mundane consciousness. And hell is where oneself is at the center. Then one has to struggle in this way. Or they may be living anywhere, but living in the transcendental plane through their devotional, selfless mood to Guru and Gauranga. But the temples, we know it and feel it. When we walk into any temple, we feel the extra presence of the Lord there. And especially when it's a temple properly running under the guidance of Guru and Gauranga. Not hodgepodge temple, of which there are many hodgepodge temples. And Mahaprabhu went to many temples, by the way, but he went there for the purpose of distributing the holy name. And we've been in temples, traditional temples, but traditional over the years that so many deities have been left there by somebody, perhaps. People die and their ancestors want to leave a temple, leave the deities. We've been to temples with all kinds of old deities on one altar, but with some history behind how it all happened, no doubt. But we're not going to criticize them or say, why you got this? We know what is the standard of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj, but we're going there to try to add the holy name, especially Mahaprabhu, when it's a Hindu temple. So few people know who is Mahaprabhu. If they know at all, generally it is a very sidebar issue. I mean, they just, yes, oh, Mahaprabhu, he was a sadhu in Bengal. Or something. Yes, I heard his name. Like this. But central importance to let the world know about Mahaprabhu. So we may go anywhere, but every temple it's steeped with some prayer mood. But we will go, especially where we've got those temples, under the guidance of Srila Prabhupada, guidance of Guru Maharaj, guidance of Gurudev. And if we can go to a temple where all of their guidance is there, not just separated, oh yes, we follow one, but we're not, more or less through some people's expression, they may say, yes, we follow one, but they're not really giving regard to the other two, or we follow two, don't give regard to the other one. It's incomplete. And sorry to say, but it's incomplete. Our Krishna consciousness in the world must include Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Gurudev, with our head fully at their feet. The Holy Trinity, whatever we like to say, it is our holy, safe shelter. And they are bringing us Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. They're bringing us Guru Maharaj. We know Srila Prabhupada, prepared by Guru Maharaj. Gurudev, prepared by Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, the carrier of the current. So it is not, narrow thinking. We have to be broad to think these things, to accommodate these things. It's not narrow thinking. but to know them and then take their permission before buying the ticket. I mean, that's in a metaphorical sense. Hare Krishna. We're all chatting away a bit today, aren't we? And we're in such good association. When I scroll down on my little phone, then we're in such good association. And Nadia Peri is back at her natural home, the kitchen religion, and in Govinda Castle, Govinda land, what they call the castle, cooking for many devotees. She's the head chef. And I'm sure the devotees appreciate her having this opportunity to be with them again for some time. Okay. Oh, look at that. How we are 10 minutes over time. It's not possible. But it happens. And for those of you who are on the night shift in Brazil, I take off my hat to you all. I take off my hat to you all, but the night shift is the tough one. Early shift, not tough. Night shift is the tough one. And Divya Shakti is here. She's from New York City. She's quite impressed with London. She said, I see, London never sleeps. New York is known as a city that never sleeps. London never sleeps. I was surprised how many people in the middle of the night, they should all be in bed so they can get up early tomorrow morning for Mangalati. Instead, wasting their energy and money doing something. Okay, so from another city that never sleeps over to all the devotees who also don't sleep. They take rest in service for Mahaprabhu. Whether eating, sleeping, or waking, always take the name of the Lord. Prabhu kohe kohela, a Mahamantra. Mahaprabhu, now I've explained this Mahamantra. Now take it and always chant it. So don't forget, try for 25 hours. You might manage 24. To each and all of you, in all of your places, some maybe in unknown places because of your traveling and journeying. Some of you are in known places, but to all of you, very happily having your association, seeing your names, and myself being purified. Let us continue under the umbrella, under that shade of Srila Gurudev, Srila Guru Maharaj, and Srila Prabhupada, means under the shade of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, the embodiment of Mahaprabhu's message, the embodiment of everything. So that is where we are. So to all of you fortunate devotees, my obeisances and appreciation, and my jais to Srila Gurudev ki jai, Srila Guru Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, our whole Sri Rupanuga Guru Vaga ki jai, our present day Sri Chaitanya Saraswati, our charge of bringing, all those who are following the line of Mahaprabhu coming through Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai, and Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda, unlimited devotees ki jai. Nitai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Go. Bancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha. So,
Jai Shri Bhaktiranjan Madhusudan Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Hare Krishna. So our theme, not only of the talk, but of our life, everything starts with Guru and then proceed. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. With my best wishes and obeisances. Hare Krishna.
Devotees, see you. Hare Krishna.